Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 4, Episode 16, and the name of this episode is Rock Solid. I would have to say this was a really good episode, y'all, and again, I'm sorry this video was late. I had a really busy work week this week, but I'm going to deliver for you guys because I love you and definitely want to make sure I give you guys these reviews. So let's begin. Okay, so the episode picks up where it left off. You know, Alex again is telling her lies because she's lying to Dr. Roston and telling her that Brad was asleep and all of that, and I'm not gonna give him the phone and all this shit. But then we actually see Brad wasn't asleep. Brad was just in the shower and he's just getting out or whatever, or he was doing something. He just comes in and he's like, who was that on the phone? And he pretty much was, and she pretty much tells him the truth. Because at first, that's where it left off. Because I'm like, yeah, Alex, you gonna tell another lie? But that turns out that's not what happened. She actually did tell him that, yeah, it was Dr. Roston. She was calling, about Marcy, and Marcy had asked for you. But then she's like, okay. Well, then he goes to call Marcy. She's like, well, I don't understand, Brad. I mean, she's gonna be fine. She's with the doctors, and Alex just cannot accept the fact that Marcy is always going to have a place in Brad's heart. And now she realizes that Marcy got a piece of his heart. She don't like that shit. And she's doing everything she can to try to sabotage it. So he calls Marcy, but Marcy's phone doesn't answer. So then he actually asks Alex, do you have Dr. Roston's number? She's like, she's like, well, I've talked to her a few times on the phone. He's like, well, won't you give me her number? And she's like, I don't have her number. And Brad clawed her out on this shit like, you talked to Dr. Roston a lot. I know you got a number. She's like, I really don't have her number. I'm sorry, I don't. But then he gets a call back. We think it's Marcy, but it's Dr. Roston on Marcy's phone. And he lets her know that, Marcy, has been having some complications with the pregnancy, and she's shaken up. And I pretty much asked her, is there somebody that can come here to be with you to help you calm down because she's in shock. And pretty much she mentioned you. So Brad was like, I'm on my way. And I was like, you better go, Brad. Fuck Alex and her simple ass. And then all of a sudden we see Alex is pissed, and then she starts doing too much, saying that I can come with you. I can be there for her. If she's having problems, I should be there. Brad told her, now, you're the last person she's going to want to see to calm her down. And he had to fucking put Alex right in her damn place. Like, bitch, you cause so much shit. What makes you think she want to see you after you're the one who pretty much was sleeping with her husband, had a baby by his ass? Like, bitch, no. So he pretty much says that I'll be back, don't worry, everything's cool. And he ends up leaving and he goes to attend to her. And then this damn bitch calls Stacy to babysit her kids. And I'm like, see, that's why I don't like Alex, because Alex is full of shit. Alex is very selfish. She's very manipulative. She lies her ass off. And I'm just sick of the bitch. I really am. Then we get a scene with Natalie and Lushion. And I actually love this scene. And I love Natalie and Lushion. And also, shout out to April Parker Jones and Charles Malik Whitfield. They are really good actors. And I love this scene here. Where, she's pretty much saying we don't spend a lot of time together. And he's saying that something's bothering you, honey. Won't you tell me? And at first she was standoffish, but I don't worry about it. Go to work. And nah, you know how sometimes people do in relationships. Well, something's bothering you, but you don't want to come out and say it. But Lushion was like, look, I'm standing right here, and I'm not leaving until you talk to me. So I was like, okay, Lushion, I see you, dog. I like that. I'm going to stand right here, and I'm going to make you talk to me. Put the big daddy move on her. And then she opens up, and she's saying, like, it's just a whole situation dealing with all the men and women around us. Like, he said that, she talks about that Eddie is a crazy bastard, and Randall is just disgusting. Brad is caught in between this mess and he don't know which way to go. And then she said that Travis was just evil. And he agreed with everything she said. And then she says that I appreciate you because you're a good man. You know, you don't lie, you don't steal, you don't cheat. You've always been an honest guy. And I really appreciate you for being the man that you are. And I'm like, that's right, Natalie. You need to affirm your man when your man is a good man. See, that's what happens sometimes is that you got a good man, and because you don't appreciate him, you get mad when the next bitch gets him. If you affirm that man and show that man that you with him, and that you respect him, and that you honor him, that man's gonna ride for you. And he pretty much like, yeah. And then next thing you know, she lets him know that, you know, I really want to tell you how much I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And they about to get it in, baby, because she's like, you done started something. And then they get a knock on the door in this Esperanza's ass. And all of a sudden, she kind of looked down. She's like, yeah, I'm telling you, girl, you was about to get it up in here. I was like, I know that's right, Lushion. Handle yours, pimpin'. And then Esperanza comes in, and you tell Esperanza still giving that puzzle face and shit, you know, especially she around Lushion, because you know Lushion knows her shit. And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what, I'm gonna see you guys later. And then all of a sudden, you know, once he left, Natalie's like, bitch, you know, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can go leave. I can get Lushion. She's like, I ain't trying to cock block nobody. I bet you ain't, Esperanza, because you've been getting dick down lately too. And she actually talks about it with Natalie about Stevens, and she's saying that you know, well, you know, everything is cool. You know, not everything is cool, but she pretty much says that, yeah, it was good for what it was, but we're not doing it anymore, and I just think it's for the best and all of that. But Natalie peeped at Esperanza and her shit, and I'm glad she did. She's like, girl, look at your face. You look like you're bothered, and you constantly keep looking at your phone like you wait for him to text you or something, because she pretty much knows that she got feelings for Stevens, and that's the reason why she flipped off on him. She flipped off because this is probably the first guy that she really likes who wasn't afraid of Eddie. But then again, we're gonna find out what happened with Stevens, because you know when Stevens pulled out of her driveway, that black van followed him. So the question is, what's going on with Stevens? Because we know that damn Eddie's a smug son of a bitch, and he got militias all throughout the streets. So we've seen how Eddie gets down. Yeah, and then and if anything, they also talk, and then next thing you know, Esperanza's about to leave, and Natalie says that, look, tell Kelly I said hello, and she says, yeah, I'll try to go back and talk to Kelly, and she's like, girl, please, you can get your way back there. I'm like, yeah, because Esperanza definitely be pulling shit to get her way at work, so you can get and see Kelly, but she says that, yeah, if she wants me to bring justice up there, I will. And Esperanza was like, oh no, she was very strict that she didn't want Justice coming up there. But he said that, look, you need to work on her because she needs to talk to Justice, and she needs to let Justice know the truth. Justice is getting hounded at school and all that. He needs to hear this from her. So we saw that go on. You know, she needs to tell him the truth, which is true. Now, this scene, I'm going to be real with y'all. I've said it before, and I'm going to let you guys know now that I am a senior associate with Legal Shield and ID Shield, where we offer 24/7, you know, national coverage with a prestigious law firm, as well as protection from identity theft. I actually have my website in the description box. You guys need to check that out. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because Kelly needs Legal Shield, because this bitch done did the unthinkable. We actually see Kelly meets up with her lawyer, you know, who pretty much is, what do they call those damn lawyers? It's off the top of my head. It'll come to me. But he pretty much lets her know that, look, we got a deal on the table. because the family doesn't want to go through a lengthy trial. And Kelly's like, oh, no deal. I ain't taking no deal. But then he says that, well, you might want to consider it because, there is a video. And the video was of her talking to Randall's dumbass when she says that I wish I could get that gun to shoot your ass just like I did Travis. And I'm like, bitch, you done fucking fuck yourself up by opening your damn mouth. Oh yeah, he's a public prosecutor, I'm sorry. That's what old boy is. And you get those public prosecutors when you don't have any money to pay a lawyer to represent you. But that's not the case with Legal Shield, baby. That's why I said you guys need to check that out. And the reason why I said that Kelly needed Legal Shield, because she had that, she wouldn't be in a situation right now. And on anything, every lawyer would tell you, you don't talk. You let the lawyer speak for you. But Kelly is an idiot. And she ran her mouth. She let Randall get into her skin. And now he done made you do a confession. And they caught it on tape. So the lawyer's letting her know that, look, they got mad evidence against you. And she's like, yeah, but it's evidence that Travis planted. I'm innocent. I'm this. I'm that. I'm like, bitch, but you don't got no proof, though. You don't have no proof, which is why I'm going to get on Ian's ass, because we see Ian next. Because Ian knows that she's innocent, and he's sitting on that shit. And she pretty much says that, look, this is damning evidence. What do you have that we can use to go against this? Because if then you go to trial, they're gonna fuck you up, because they got all the evidence against you, but there's no evidence supporting your claim. And she keeps saying, he stalked me, he was harassing me, I defended myself, and all of that, and pretty much he's saying that, look, you need to get evidence to prove that, or else we don't have nothing to go on. So she gets in her feelings, she fires him, and he says, well, I'm here to let you know I was sent to you because you couldn't afford an attorney. But if that's what you want, I can go and let them know, and they'll appoint another attorney for you. I was like, Kelly, you done got screwed up. And yeah, even though he's a public prosecutor, he did actually show that he really did care about her case. But he also kind of said that, look, you ain't got nothing to go on, but this is all caused because that bitch ass Ian got the proof but doesn't want to do it because of what Larry told him to do. And we know he's scared of Larry. So then we go to Larry's law firm. We see that Ian's at his desk, and we hear all this commotion. We see that damn Randall is going off on Larry's assistant, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden you see that Ian goes in and is like, yo, what the hell's going on? And he's going off about Larry because he's been trying to reach Larry and he hasn't been able to get in touch with him. And so he pretty much brings Randall into his office to talk to him. He's like, look, how can I help you? He's like, where the hell is Larry? He's like, I don't know. We've been looking for him too. And then he starts talking about, oh yeah, that guy from last night, Brad. Yeah, I want his ass sued. Reason why I'm here to see Larry. I already got a lawsuit on the table for Brad. I want him to add this, and also I want you guys to go to that restaurant and get that tape so you actually see that he hit me first. You see my head? You see my head? I'm like, Psycho Betty, if you don't shut your ass up, you stupid bitch. Because he's just doing too much for me right now. I can't take Psycho Betty at this current moment. Because Psycho Betty has completely just made my stomach he's just literally, he's nauseating the hell out of me, and I just can't with Psycho Betty and her bullshit, and she's just being a real asshole, talking shit, and then he's talking about some, oh yeah, and then he was like, oh yeah, why were you at the restaurant last night anyway? Yeah, I remember you was there. What was you doing there? And why was you there with Marcy? He said that Marcy sold a house to me. We were just going out to celebrate. He's like, oh, do you go out to everybody that sells you a house? I'm like, here you go, Randall. You don't want her, but you don't want nobody else to have her. just that bullshit. And he's just pretty much saying that, well, you guys are getting a divorce anyway, and y'all not even together, so why are you so hostile for? And he's saying, well, that guy who I'm suing, Brad, they're screwing each other, and he's like, yeah, but I also heard that this all started because you were screwing Brad's wife. So she's saying, oh, so you're saying that she's right? He's like, no, I'm saying you're both wrong. He's like, oh, so you just got a moral conscience, huh? He's like, no, it's just that as a lawyer, I also have balance. Yeah, well, you ain't using that balance really well because you letting Kelly rot in jail for a crime she didn't commit. I mean, she did kill him, but it was self-defense. You got proof of that shit, and you not using it. So where the balance at, Ian? Huh? Where the balance at? So pretty much he's like paranoid, and he's like, why didn't you guys call the police or anything? And he's like, and they're like, Ian's like, it's only been a day and a half. I mean, it's nothing. But then that damn Randall drops the bomb that, well, I'm worried because he pissed off Eddie. And of course Ian asks who Eddie is, and he's like, yeah, the racist son of a bitch cop. Yeah, we got into it with him, and I think, Eddie may have did something to him, so you may need to look into that. Once you call and find out what's going on with that. And then he just starts, throwing stuff on his desk and everything. I'm like, if you don't, like, Ian need to whoop Randall's ass. Because I'm like, dude, you just blatantly disrespectful. Just coming out, just giving everybody hell. And we all know it's all on the account of Alex because he still won Alex. It's evident. Because all this craziness got started because of the whole thing that went on between him and Alex. He didn't want his white puss to leave him. So now he's just giving everybody hell. So we see that Ian calls Lushion and asks Lushion for a favor, and he said that Randall came into my office and he says that Larry's been missing. He had a press conference and all this stuff he's supposed to have been at. We haven't been able to get in touch with him. And, he told me that something went on between him and Eddie, and he's thinking Eddie may have something to do with it. And Lushion says that I'll look into it, but then he says, okay, but I want you to keep it confidential because Larry is a drug addict, and sometimes he can pass out for days after he's been high. And he says, well, what about his wife? And he said that shit, his wife is a part of the problem. They pretty much, he be partying with both women and men, and sometimes he'd be out for days. So this is just normal for me, but since Randall came in here, I want you to look into it. But then I'm like, Lushion, you better come through, because Lushion flipped it on his ass. He says, well, I need you to help me with Kelly, and if you want me to do this favor for you, you need to do this favor for me. And he's like, okay, fine, I'll find someone to help her. I'm like, yeah, give them that damn evidence and let them go in there and fight for her rights. Since you ain't gonna do it, get somebody who will and give them that information that you got. So then we see that we go back to the damn truck. Larry is knocked out, or he appears to be dead, and Eddie is just standing over. It's like literally standing like a few feet from him, just looking down at him and shit. I'm like, Eddie, you crazy bastard! Oh my god! But then he gets a call, and he gets a call from Lushion, and Lushion is like, where the hell is Larry? And he put him in. Lushion wastes no time. He's like, yeah, Eddie, where's Larry? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Lou. He's like, where's Larry? Because at the end of the day, you trying to take this in your own hands is not going to work well for you. He's been missing for days, and you know that kidnapping is a federal offense. So I'm letting you know, wherever you got Larry, you need to take him back and put him back there safely and hope that he don't want to press charges on your ass. Because right now it's already buzzing between the law, between the courts, but then this shit is going to hit the news. And if this shit hit the news, you don't want the kind of heat that's going to come with this. So whatever you got going on, you need to end it and take his ass back. And he's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, Lou. And then he says, well, why is it that why is it that you are in a truck in the middle of nowhere? He's like, Lou, really? He's like, yeah. If you didn't want me to know where you were, you shouldn't have answered your phone. Like, you better work, Lushion. Like, he ain't here for Eddie's bullshit. He's like, yeah, I know exactly what you're doing. You probably over there pistol whipping and torturing and beating the hell out of the guy. Okay, granted, but you need to take his ass back home because you literally are, and he says, I'm still building a case on your ass. Like, dude, you don't want this to go down. So you need to take his ass back home, get him back safe, and pretty much you need to end this shit. So we see that this damn Eddie and his nasty ass pretty much pulls out his thing and starts to pee on Eddie. I mean, he starts to pee on Larry and was like, come on, Larry, get up. You're going home, boy. You're going home. But Larry's unconscious. And he checks his pulse, and all of a sudden he now is panicking because I think Larry could be dead. Or is he? But from the looks of it, yeah, Larry's dead. And if Larry's dead, that is going to be hell to come Eddie's way. Like, dude, you just killed an attorney, but not only that, you killed you killed a high level attorney. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention this. After Ian got off the phone with Lushion, he got on his other phone and was like, "Oh yes, I want you to help process that paperwork that Larry sent in about the divorce decree for Randall Holmes." So he did get him to sign the divorce papers. Like, I knew Larry was going to rip his ass off. So I was just like, So yeah. Randall signed them damn divorce papers. And it's for the best because at the end of the day, ain't nobody got time for that shit. Alright, so therefore we saw all that go on. Well, then we actually see, oh my bad, that didn't happen. Well, we did find out that, Randall actually signed off on his divorce, not knowing that's what he did. So, Larry got that done. So, then we get a scene with Brad and Marcy. Brad finally comes to the hospital. We can see that Marcy's shaken up and he's like there to calm her down. And he's saying that, look, I knew that son of a bitch did this on purpose, talking about Randall. And Ian calls. So this is when Ian calls, and Brad answers the phone, and he says that Marcy's in the hospital or whatever, and she asks, I'm like, Marcy working two damn dudes, you better go, bitch. So he eventually gives Marcy the phone. She talks to Ian, and she lets Ian know that, look, I'm just having some complications. I'm at the hospital. I'm just really stressed out. He's like, I don't want to stress you out, but let me come to the hospital. Let me be there for you. And she gives the phone back to Brad. Brad lets him know they're at St. Andrews. She's like, okay, I'm on my way there. But we can definitely tell Ian feels some kind of way because Brad was there first. So yeah, Ian want Marcy, but he see already he gonna have competition with Brad's ass. And my bad, that's when he got on the other phone and said that he processed the rest of that paperwork that Larry sent in, for Randall Holmes' divorce decree. So I was like, shit, Larry done got your ass, Randall, your dumb ass. Because Randall thinks he is so shrewd and so conniving, but you forget old boy Larry is more conniving than you. But then again, he wanted him to get a divorce anyway because, let's be real, Larry and Randall they're the ones who are a couple for real. Larry considers Randall his man, so he's willing to do anything for Randall. So then, after that, we get a scene with Randall. Randall is, still trying to call Larry and everything. Then he goes to the laptop. Now remember, when he had that recording device and all of that set up on the house that Brad took down, the shit was still recording when Brad and Alex had that conversation about the DNA being switched. Tell me why the hell this fool went on his laptop and he knows that the camera was still recording. He played it back and he heard Alex's conversation with Brad. This immediately sets his ass off. Then we see that next door, Alex got the damn babysitter there, because she's going to go and tell Brad and Marcy's ass. So she's like, yes, the baby's, all his bottles are in the refrigerator and everything. And as soon as she opens the damn door, Randall is standing right there. And he's mad as shit. He's like, you lied to me. Like, you disgusting, lying-ass bitch. Here it is, you made me thinking there was some other guy, and you drove me fucking crazy, and you knew that this baby was mine. And she's like, and then she tries that bullshit, trying to get him to calm down, and he's like, calm down? He's like, if you have any moral decency, she's like, do you have moral decency, bitch? Like, y'all both fucked up. And which I kind of agree with Psycho Betty a little bit in this moment, because he was just kind of throwing back everything that Alex was doing. I'm like, bitch, y'all both fucked up. So he pretty much says that, look, I'm going to find out, because he was asking her, who is it that switched the DNA? Who did this? And she wouldn't say who the person that he mentioned, but he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to find out. And when I do, it's going to be hell. Because one, I'm going to shut your ass down. And the fact that you actually had this done. So your ass is going to jail. I'm going to sue the shit out of Brad. And I'm going to get my son. And he just walks off and she chases him. Brad, no, Randall, don't do this. Randall, no. And he's like, get off of my property. Get off my property. And follows his ass all the way into the damn shed. And then all of a sudden, they right back to where it all started in season 1, episode 1, when he was up in that shed with her, banging her out. They now in the damn shed, and she's like begging and pleading, don't do this, And he said that, and she said that, look, and she kind of just comes forward and is like, look, we have done some wrong shit. And she's like, no, you have done wrong shit. She's like, no, we were wrong. We're both married. And he's like, what wrong would I have done? All I did was want to love you. And she says, but Randall, we're married. What we did hurt people. It hurt Marcy and it hurt Brad. What we did was wrong. But he says, but he's like, but I love you. And she's like, no, you trapped me. You knew what I was weak and you knew what I liked. And he's like, yeah. And I still know what you want. And I still know where you weak. I'm like, ooh, Psycho Betty, you crazy bitch. But I was kind of here with that. I was like, oh, he's throwing it back at her ass. And he's like, yeah, I know. And then he's like, you actually sent your father to try to kill me. And she said that, but you took my child. You were trying to take my child from me. And she says that, hey, I did what I had to do. And he says that when you got your father involved in this shit, that's when it became war. Like, yeah, racism, bitch. Yeah, you don't like black people, but you sure as hell like to screw them, don't you? With your hot ass. So they go back and forth, and she's saying that, look, we started this, and I just don't want to go through this anymore. And he's like, yeah, yeah, we started this, but I'm gonna end it. And he says that, yeah, when I get done, I'm going to have everything. As soon as my lawyer gets involved, like, yeah, but your lawyer may be dead, bitch. So you throwing out these idle threats, and now we know his link to getting his way through shit was Larry. Larry was that lawyer that did any and everything for fucking Randall, because Randall is Larry's man. So, because his lover, was his lawyer, he was getting over on shit. So right now he's saying, oh, when I get my lawyer involved, oh, I'ma fuck everything up. I'ma own Brad's house. I'ma have your ass in jail, and I'ma have my kid. And you will never see your child grow up. I mean, he just really threw it out. He's like, and she's like, so, and he told her to get the hell out. And she was like, you still want me. And you can have me. I just don't want to lose my son. And then he's like, take your clothes off. We noticed a button got missing. That's where the episode ended. So the question is she going to give some to fucking Randall? Or is Randall just going to use this to fuck with her, just to let her know I still got the upper hand on you, bitch? We're going to see what's going to happen with this. But that was the episode, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, check out all of my social links. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with the next episode of If Loving You Is Wrong. So until next time, everybody, take care.